it is okay to do that to women. I don't know how my case ever got justice. I can only assume it's because they recognize that it would be a PR nightmare. If there's a capacity to blame a victim, every society will do so. And in my case, there wasn't. There was no way that you can spin that. Although they did try, there were some newspaper stories that came out before I gave up my worldwide right to anonymity. There were a few newspaper stories that came out and kind of portrayed me as this woman who'd gone out alone drinking, and I'd been to this bar and then I was drunk in the taxi and these good Samaritans pulled over and, they offered me a ride home. I mean, all of that is BS because the men were charged and convicted with kidnap, and they were caught on camera physically grabbing me around the waist and dragging me, and me kicking and screaming and saying I don't know them. But hey, I never knew if that story came from the newspapers or if it came from the court themselves, if at one point in the beginning they were trying to portray me as being somehow to blame. But either way, that's not the case. That's not what was recorded in the court. But this is another reason why I'm such a strong advocate against any type of victim blame, because you know what? Even if you were drunk and you did get in a taxi and you did take a lift home with someone, it is not permission to rape someone. Ever. And this is a hill that I will die on, and it makes me completely feral, and anyone who comments any of this nonsense on my page will be educated. That's how strongly I feel about it. You can remove consent at any time. In my case, consent wasn't even given because these were complete strangers that had followed my taxi. They'd seen me leave this bar, and by the way, there was no alcohol in my system, so anyone wants to comment below and say, hey, you were drunk, blah, blah, blah. They were predatory enough to be watching me, to follow my taxi for half an hour and wait for me to get out at an ATM, and then they made their move. And that's not even the worst of it. This is not even the worst thing that happened to me. So after this, I'm going to tell you, part 3 is coming up.